How are we doing today? It is definitely a good video today. We are going to go into how to pick your weights when you get started out with a new exercise, new machine, maybe you're new to strength training in general. We want to make sure we're picking the right weight to be safe, to be effective, and then to establish a base to do some progressive overload from. So we're going to jump in today. I'm sure you're someone that's picked an exercise, not sure what weight to do, end up being too light, feel like you're wasting time. We're going to go into exactly how to do some experimentation, find those right weights, feel like it's the right weight, and then progress from there. This will kind of carry us over into what are termed RPE, rate perceived exertion, and RIR, reps in reserve. Now, what we're looking for that sweet spot of about 2 reps left in the tank would be reps in reserve 2, right? So we leave 2 reps in the tank. That's about an 8 out of 10 RPE. So when I start demonstrating some of these exercises, we're looking to be about that 8 out of 10 effort. 80% effort if you want to kind of figure it that way, but the scale is 1 to 10, 10 being the most difficult, maxed out. You're going past failure, pretty technical failure, getting into some sloppier reps, which aren't the end of the world all the time, but definitely in this instance, we want to find those right weights first. All right, we're going to jump into some demos here in a second. What we want to focus on first is kind of that secret rep range, right? We don't want to be more than 2 reps shy, aka too hard, like we're pushing too hard, can't get to it. Let's say 10 reps is the goal. You can't even get 8, too heavy. If you're getting more than 12, too light. So we want to find that sweet spot. If the goal is 10, somewhere between that 8 and 12. So we're going to find that weight that we think we're going to get about 10 with, and we're going to experiment. We're going to take it to technical failure, and we're going to see what rep range we get. Once we establish that with great technique, then we can adjust that weight for that next set. Another big piece too is to always make sure that you are taking accountability of tracking your weights, making sure that, hey, in my brain, if I'm taking mental notes, ideally you're writing it down on a piece of paper. If you're using an app, you're plugging it into the app. You need to know what weights are working for you at what level. I think it's great regardless to make sure that you're putting an RPE in there as well. So typically a notebook is what I use. Putting, did set a 10 on back squat. That RPE felt like it was like a 7 out of 10. That's gonna give me indication to know that next week, I probably wanna bump that up 10 pounds, get up into that 8 or 9 range, make sure I feel like I'm hitting that progressive overload. So it's always an indication of where you were, where you want to go. If you're not tracking it, you're going to lose sight of where you were, and you're never going to continue to make sure you're pushing. Plateau is just the most natural thing. Our bodies don't always want to push long term. So if you're not seeing those results, make sure you're tracking. All right, so as we get fired up here, we're going to demonstrate with some bicep curls. I have 25s here. What we want to focus on is strict technique, right? So we want to get our shoulders back, chest up, abs engaged. We're going to do our curls at a nice tempo, right? About 3 seconds down, 2 or 3 seconds down, a nice controlled upward phase, that's 3. So as we're going through these, 4, technical failures, what we're looking for. 5, keeping everything really strict, really sound, no loose movements through any of my technique. Go 8, we go 9, and then as we go 10, I definitely have another 3, 4, 5 reps in the tank. I would consider that about a 6 or 7 out of 10 on that RPE scale. So lots of room left in the tank. This would be an indication we want to go up about 5 pounds, maybe 10 pounds. All right, now for this one, we grabbed 30 pounders. We're looking to be in that 8 to 9 RPE zone, about 1 RIR, 1 rep left in the tank here. So as we get started up with these reps, again, we're looking for strict, controlled tempo. 2, still looking for 10. 3, focusing on tempo of the movement. 4, our breathing, our control. We're really trying to engage those biceps. 5, not letting any other muscles do the job here as this is an isolated exercise. 6, 7, shoulders are back. 8, starting to get a little bit harder, starting to breathe a little bit. 9, and 10. Now I'll do 2 more. 11. As you can see, I'm starting to want to drop my chin, and that was 12. Perfect. So that was about 1 or 2 reps in the tank. I would say I probably 2, maybe had a third. Good sweet spot there, but again, probably can go up another 5 pounds to kind of get to that really elite level. All right, now moving into that third set. This third set, we are going to try to take to that 10 out of 10 RPE, so the last rep being failure, or maybe even 1 shy, maybe 9 out of 10 reps will be failure. This again, 0 on the reps in reserve. So Again, focus on your technique, shoulders are back, get your hands in position. Again, first thing we focus on is muscle activation. Second thing we focus on is good tempo. We don't want to lose sight of any of that. If we start compensating, we start using the wrong muscles, then we're losing focus of what we're trying to do here for the reps. 4, 5, 6, 7, can feel starting to get really tough. 8, starting to shake a little bit. 9, wanting to lean back. 10, and maybe still had 1 rep left in the tank. So there's some room there that I could potentially go to 40 pounds for some working sets, but it might have to be down to 9 or 10 reps instead of like that 10 sweet spot. But good set to kind of show you what it feels like to go to that almost 9, 10 out of 10. And then we obviously have our common mistakes, right? We have the person that goes to the gym. We've probably all done it. Grab those light weights every single time, showing up, feeling good, getting those light weights in. Technique, technique, technique. That's all we're thinking about, focused on, you know, and we never really progress. So definitely want to make sure we're getting some opportunity there to bump those weights up. And then we have the other side of the things, which again, I've done, I'm sure a lot of us have done, where we're going to go ego lift. We're going to go grab those big 45-pound weights. And yeah, it looks like I can do them. And I'm flinging some weights around and it looks cool, but I'm not getting anything out of that. I'm using my shoulders. I'm swinging the weight, using my hips, and I'm actually getting less bicep activation than I'm going to get using those 30s, 35s, kind of find that sweet spot with that good eccentric, that good tempo. Now, I think it's very important to be aware that most of our training should sit in that 7 to 9 zone, hard enough to create progress, but not so sloppy that you're going too heavy and it's not burning you out, right? We don't want to be going to that point where you're getting burned out every single time. You're still creating that stimulus. You're still creating good muscle damage if you're controlling that eccentric and good concentric. So find that sweet spot really in that 7 to 9 zone. All right, and there it is. This is your call to action. Make sure you're locking things in. You know what RPE is now. You know what RIR is, reps in reserve is now. And yeah, it takes a little experimentation to find the right weights. If you change machines, you're doing a chest press machine at the gym, you go to a different gym, use a different chest press machine. They're a little different. They're gonna have some nuances. Go in, expect that first 2 sets, those warm-up sets, is about you finding those right weights, finding the level of technical failure, feeling that chest squeezing. When you no longer feel that chest squeeze, shoulders are kicking in, you can't keep your shoulder blades pinned. Technical failure, shut it down. We know that's gonna be that right weight for that rep range. And then we adjust 5, 10 pounds up to find that right weight. So hopefully this helps. Subscribe, like, in the comments, what exercises do you find the most difficult to find that right weight for? I wanna hear about it. I wanna know where you're at. Hopefully I can help, and hopefully we can kind of dig into some more videos here in the near future. Take care. Thanks.